Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today we will be discussing about the International Judicial Conference of 2020. So before we move on to the topic, I would like to introduce our channel StudyIQ, and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations. So you can prepare for various competitive examinations sitting at your home. You can avail our pen drive courses. We are providing pen drive courses for a lot of courses like the SSC and the bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JE courses, for teaching examination, for railway examinations, for defense exams, RBI grade B examination, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, for CLAT exams, for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel StudyIQ, please do subscribe to our channel for getting more updates about our current affair videos. So let us begin the lecture. Let us first come to the current affair. Let us see what is the current affair. The International Judicial Conference of 2020, it was held in New Delhi from 21st to 23rd of February 2020. That means the International Judicial Conference was held recently. Now, how it is important for us in the examination, in the competitive examination, in the general awareness session, especially in examinations other than UPSC, there is a session called general awareness, and a question can be asked: where was the International Judicial Conference of 2020 held? So options can be either 4 country names or 4 states in India. So you should remember that it was held in New Delhi in India. So it was international, so not national, International Judicial Conference of 2020. It was held in India in New Delhi in the last week. So this is the current affair. So based on this, we will be discussing about the International Judicial Conference. Also, we will be having an analysis of the Indian judiciary. What are the various positive aspects of the Indian judiciary that was discussed and debated during the international conference. So all that we will discuss. So my idea is to cover the facts important for your general awareness session for competitive examinations as well as for the preliminary examination. Also, I want to give you an analysis about the Indian judiciary, its progress, its positive aspects, etc., which was discussed during this conference, so that you can write an analytical answer in your UPSC mains examination. So this is the plan. So let us see. Now coming to the details of the conference. So this conference was organized by the Supreme Court of India. So the apex court of the country is the Supreme Court of India, the apex judicial institution. So Supreme Court has organized this conference, and this year's theme, 2020 theme, was Judiciary and the Changing World. So we know that the world is changing, the world is very dynamic. So what does it mean by judiciary and the changing world? It means the increasing role of judiciary in the changing world. For example, cyber crimes are increasing. This is because of the dynamic nature of today's world. So cyber crime, data related crime. So according to the changes in the world, or according to the dynamics of the world, the judiciary also will have to equip itself. It also has to prepare itself to meet the new challenges of the world. So this year's theme was Judiciary and the Changing World. So this is the details about the conference. Now let us see what were the important topics that were discussed during the conference. The first one was gender justice. So gender justice refers to inequalities pertaining to gender differences. That means the female inequality. So the inequalities faced by the female and the crime faced by the females. Second one, contemporary perspectives on protection of constitutional values. So why it is important in the contemporary world in order to protect the constitutional values, and also what are the issues that risk the constitutional values, or that acts as a hindrance to the constitutional values. So this was another topic of discussion. Third one was dynamic interpretations of the constitution in the changing world. So as we said, changing world or the dynamic world here means the new type of crimes or new type of law disorders that the judiciary has to face. So the interpretations of the constitution in a changing world. So when the world is changing, the crimes or the nature of the crime also changes. So according to the court or the judiciary, the Supreme Court is the final interpreter of the constitution. So how the constitution can be defined and interpreted in a dynamic world. Fourth one was regarding harmonization of environment protection vis-a-vis sustainable development. So the most pressing problem that the world is facing today and will continue to face tomorrow or the coming years would be climate change and related issues. So issues related to environmental protection and sustainable development. Another important topic that was discussed during the conference was the protection of right to privacy in the internet age. A very important issue, a dynamic issue that has come up in the recent years, especially pertaining to the right to privacy and data protection and all that. So these were some of the important topics that were discussed and debated during the conference. Now let us come to the highlights of the conference. The first one regarding sustainable development. So the Indian judiciary was appreciated for its balance between development and environment and continued guidance in it. So here we will be discussing what were the most remarkable achievements of Indian judiciary that was appreciated during the conference. So with this you will have an idea about the positive aspects of Indian judiciary. Also, you will be able to understand what makes Indian judiciary different from that of other judiciaries. Also, what are the best practices adopted by the judiciary that the world or the other countries can learn from. So first one was regarding sustainable development. So the Indian judiciary and various steps taken by the judiciary to keep a balance between development, that means economic development, and environment, and continued guidance in it. And a very good example is the judgment on the Sardar Sarovar project. So this is the first one. Second one is regarding increased accessibility. So increased accessibility means more number of people, more number of population getting access towards judiciary and various services of the judiciary, especially the vulnerable group. Now vulnerable here means women, children, senior citizens, also the poor and the marginalized. So here the Supreme Court was appreciated for its extraordinary effort in order to make its judgments more accessible to the common man. So the extraordinary steps taken by the Indian judiciary to make it more accessible. So how it was done? By making them available in 9 vernacular languages. So the judgments of the Supreme Court, it was made available in 9 vernacular languages, and this was done in order to make it more accessible, keeping in mind the nation's linguistic diversity. We know that there are 22 scheduled languages, and apart from the scheduled languages, there are hundreds of other local languages spoken by the population. So the linguistic dynamics or the linguistic diversity of the country is very huge, and considering the linguistic diversity, the Supreme Court has made all its judgments available in 9 vernacular languages so that more people will have access to these judgments. So the law and the order and also the Supreme Court judgments, all these becomes accessible to the common man. So this is regarding increased accessibility. Third one was regarding the gender justice. So another very important highlight of Indian judiciary, appreciable, remarkable highlight of Indian judiciary is regarding its effort towards gender justice. That is to ensure justice for female and male counterparts equally. So the recent directives for granting equal status to women in army, regarding the recent Supreme Court judgment regarding the command post in the Indian army for women, Also the guidelines for the prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. All these were the efforts taken by the Supreme Court, Indian Judiciary, to ensure gender justice. So this was also appreciated during the conference. Now the next one is regarding the global reference. The Chief Justice of India during the conference said that the Supreme Court's judgments are cited by the courts of other countries. That means Indian Judiciary is giving best practices and the judgments or the verdicts given by the Indian Judiciary. It has also reached to other countries so that they adopt the judgments or the directives given by the Supreme Court of India. So the guidelines and the judgments given by the Supreme Court, it has become a reference for other judiciaries around the world. So Chief Justice of India also during this conference said that the Supreme Court judgments, they are cited by different courts of other countries and have served as a beacon of hope to independent and developing countries. So this is a clear evidence that we are giving a lesson, or we are giving a best practice for the world. So an example given is 2001 verdict of South African court. It cited the Indian case of Narayan Das Jain versus Agra Nagar Mahapalika, so decided by the Supreme Court in 1991 to benchmark the compensation to be provided while acquiring the land. So this case and the judgment given by this in this case by the Supreme Court, it was referred to by the South African court. So this is a clear indication how Indian judiciary is influencing the outside world. So this was also discussed during the meeting. Next one is regarding the use of ICT. ICT is information and communication technology. So regarding the use of ICT, the need for technology was highlighted in order to deliver speedy justice. So the conference also discussed about the need for implementing ICT or adopting information and communication technology in order to deliver speedy justice to the needed. Again, regarding the government efforts in this regard, so government has taken initiatives to connect every court of the country to the ECOAT integrated mission mode project. So this is a government effort in order to improve the quality of the services provided by the Indian judiciary. Also, the government has established the National Judicial Data Grid in order to make the court procedures easier. So these are two very important government efforts. So if a question is asked about the government efforts or the efforts of the Supreme Court in order to enhance the quality of Indian judiciary, you can mention about it. First one is ECOAT integrated mission mode project. Second one is National Judicial Data Grid. So these two examples you can mention. Now, the conference also discussed about the future challenges that the Indian judiciary could be facing. So, first one was regarding the data protection. So, as I said, data protection is a dynamic issue. This is because this issue of data protection has come up with the changes that is happening around the world and also the increased dependency on data. So data protection, second one is cyber crimes. So these two are the future challenges for the judiciary to handle. This is because these are dynamic in nature and each case is different from that of the other. So interpretation of constitution, constitutional provisions, also the interpretation of various laws that are existing in the country. So all these becomes very complicated for the judiciary to deal with. So these are the two important challenges that the judiciary might and will always face in the future. This is especially because of the dynamics. Now, regarding the ECOAT integrated mission mode project, so as I said, this is a government initiative to increase the quality of the services provided by the judiciary. Now let us see what are the main objectives of the ECOAT project. First one is to provide efficient and time-bound citizen-centric service delivery. So efficient and time-bound citizen-centric service delivery. Second one is to develop, install and implement decision support systems in the courts. Third one, to automate the processes to provide transparency of information, access to its stakeholders. Fourth one is to enhance judicial productivity both qualitatively and quantitatively to make the justice delivery system affordable, accessible, cost effective and transparent. So these are all the objectives of the mission. Now the ECOAT's national portal. So this national portal was launched in 2013. Now what is the purpose or the objective of the ECOAT's national portal? It is to provide case status, daily case list, cases filed, cases registered through the case information system software, etc. So it provides information about the functioning of the courts and also regarding the status of various crimes and cases. Now regarding National Data Grid, it is a part of the ECOAT's Integrated Mission Mode project. It was launched in 2015. Now most importantly, the aim is to track the judicial performance across different courts in the country. So this is to supervise or to track the performance of the judiciary across the country, and it works as a monitoring tool to identify, manage and reduce the pendency of the cases. It also provides timely inputs for making policy decisions to reduce delay and arrears in the system, facilitate better monitoring of court performance, systemic bottlenecks and facilitate better resource management. So these are the objectives of the National Judicial Data Grid, and you can download the PDF of this lecture from our website www.studyiq.com. You can also get in touch with me on my Facebook page or on my Instagram page. You can write to me at joyce.studyiq@gmail.com for any of your queries and clarification.